You're best of breed in this mega scale cloud world. How much of your growth is off of the small base? How much do you think you've cracked the code to navigating that space when people are trying to figure out which cloud provider to go with and which database to use?
Yeah, so you have to remember that we're going after one of the largest markets in enterprise software. This market's about $64 billion in size, going to about $100 billion in about 3 years. Why? Because every company is becoming a software company. More software means more data, which means more databases. So this market's exploding. And the incumbent technology is over 40 years old. It's the relational database, and that was designed in 1970. Oracle was founded in 1977. You're talking about a technology that's basically pre-cloud, pre-mobile, and even pre-internet. And so the world is looking for a new solution, and people have recognized that the document database is a much better way to organize data. And that's evidenced by the fact that we have almost 16,000 customers in some of the largest industries, some of the most sophisticated customers in nearly every geography. And actually, most recently, we just announced a customer, Axiata. It's a large telecom company in Asia that replaced Oracle with MongoDB to drive lower costs and more innovation.
I want to pick at this contention that with Atlas and with the move to the cloud, the fact that you're kind of revving the product more frequently, you don't need to spend as much on marketing. Amazon, which is a newer competitor to you guys with DocumentDB, I mean, they're spending a lot more on sales and marketing. They've kind of warned the street on that. I mean, if you don't need to spend as much on marketing in the cloud era, why are they spending so much? Are they doing something wrong, or are you eventually going to have to start spending more and more as you chase more and more customers?
Well, we're investing a lot in marketing ourselves, actually in sales and marketing, because we're adding a lot of feet on the street. We're doing a lot of work around self-service. That means investments in our digital platforms and product-like growth initiatives. So we're doing that, but we're also partnering with the cloud vendors because they do have massive reach. And we work with Amazon, Azure, and GCP because our strategy is to let customers run MongoDB anywhere. So that enables them to have complete choice about what cloud platform to choose, as well as if they want to run on-premise. And the benefit to them is that they don't have to rewrite one line of code, so they have the optionality to move their workloads as their business conditions change, which is a really compelling value proposition for customers.
Speaking of business conditions, why are all of these CIO spending intention surveys so weak? And do you think they clear up if trade solidifies in the next couple months?
Well, I think for a company like us, we're going after such a big market. I mean, candidly, we have 0.5% share, and we're the new incumbent. So for us, that's actually doesn't really affect our business. We're rapidly adding sales capacity. We're investing heavily in our products. We're expanding our reach. We just announced a big deal with Alibaba in China. So we're really trying to promote MongoDB as a global data platform around the world, and our customers and our financial performance reflects that.
You mentioned the fact that every company is basically converting into becoming a software company or wanting to be a software company, how big this opportunity is and a market that's going to grow to $100 billion over the next couple of years. I understand how big the opportunity is right now in the near and medium term, but what happens once that conversion actually takes place?
Well, we have a long way to go, right? So I mean, even if you have, just to put things in perspective, if you have 5% share, we're bigger than a company like ServiceNow. So there's massive opportunities to create real value here. Enormous value here, which is, I think, why investors have been really excited about our story. But back to your point, the reason every company is becoming a software company is because your perception of a company is directly correlated to your experience with, say, a company's website or a mobile application, right? And so if your experience is poor, you perceive that company to not be very innovative. If it's very good, you view them to be very modern companies. So companies are investing a lot in software. Consequently, developers have tremendous power, which means that they choose technologies that make them more productive. MongoDB really helps developer velocity. And you see that, even at like Amazon show last week, we were one of the largest sponsors at that show. Our branding was everywhere, and we had meetings with thousands of customers. And we do that with Microsoft and Azure as well.
But I mean, let's be honest, every company is not a software company, despite the fact that when software valuations are, everybody wants to say they are. I mean, every company that's got a physical location is not a real estate company, is not good at it. I mean, that's a key thing here, right, is that you're arguing that you're good at what you do.
Yes.
And that people should pay attention to that. How do you separate in this era when everybody wants to be tech? We've been through the WeWork stuff, and there's more coming. what technology companies really do and what companies that just use technology really do.
Yeah, so your point is that there's other companies who try and pretend to be software companies are not really software companies. That's not our issue. My point is that customers are using software to enable, define, or create their value proposition. You see that across almost every industry, which is why they gravitate to companies like us and to MongoDB, because developers have consequently a lot more power and influence about how technology decisions are made, and they want to use MongoDB to drive more velocity, which is why the largest banks, telcos, media companies, tech companies, startups are all using us to transform their business.